For our project, we had decided to create a Chinese version of cotton candy known as Dragon's Beard. This sweet is a traditional Chinese art that originates from the Chinese Han Dynasty from the years 206 BC to 220 AD that has spread to other parts of East Asia as well as reaching Canada, Singapore and the US. Here you will watch us prepare and then discuss its history and consider our own practice of autoethnography.
Welcome to the Saturday Rundown.
Yeah.
Today we'll be doing Dragon's Beard
Asian
candy.
culture, episode 1.
And Asian culture.
Is this corn syrup, sugar, water, salt?
Over 2,000 years ago, the dragon's beard delicacy was exclusive to royalty in the Han Dynasty due to the intricate process involved in creating it. A royal court chef was entertaining the emperor one day where he performed steps involved in making a new confection.
G'day, Cara.
Hello.
How are you? What are we doing?
Dragon's beard. It looks very hard, but we're gonna give it a go. We have some white sugar, some syrup, some vinegar, and some of this.
And of course,
And some water.
After 2,000 years, the art of making dragon's beard has become somewhat of a novelty, and by 1980 there were less than 10 candy masters left in the world, still producing the dessert. Despite this, as the gap between the East and West shrinks, Chinese culture is being rediscovered and re-examined by the rest of the world. And today, social media is filled with foodies and YouTubers alike attempting to replicate this strange and ancient dish. The process of making the candy involves stretching a dough-like mixture of hardened sugar composed from rice flour into small, thin strands. It is pulled and twisted in figure-8 motions, doubling it 13 times, until there are 8,192 ultra-thin strands.
So, Liam, have you eaten cotton candy before?
Yeah.
yes, I've had fairy floss before. I had it at Luna Park when I was 8.
They make it in the
they
skinny
just-
thing. That is not what we did today.
No, we put some true heart and soul into
Hard
it.
Yeah, this was very traditional for us to do. We didn't need no machine.
We didn't even have any weighting or measuring at all.
We didn't know how many 1,000 grams was to start with, and that was step 1.
Hey guys, have you had any epiphanies?
It's such a similar thing in Western culture as
Yeah.
well as the Dragon's Beard candy.
It says here the original development of cotton candy. It was found by accident by some dentist in like the 30s in America. If Dragon's Beard was like an offset of that, or like that same recipe developed completely separately. Noticeably practiced during the Han Dynasty. The Han Dynasty carried through the end of the BC era and was and still is considered one of the most influential dynasties to this day. The influence on contemporary China can be seen through their use of the Han dialect and own label as Han Chinese. The Han era saw a high level of prosperity and innovation across all sects of society, with many of China's famous inventions birthed during the Han period. It was 2,200 years ago to be exact. The culinary culture was important, with the ruling class taking much time and many resources on to dine extravagantly. This information would inevitably be passed down through to the less aristocratic classes, going on to influence a rich culinary culture for many years to come. And then to have that same recipe discovered by someone else. Yeah, well no, look, it says Europe in the 19th century, right? And then the Han Dynasty, which was like BC. So really, Dragon's Beard candy is a massive precursor to cotton candy, because the recipes are almost close to identical. Dragon's Beard, right? It's like the way that the way that we're gonna make it, right? It's to do with like the fibers of the sugar, like stretching them out. Whereas cotton candy is like whisked around.
Yeah, it's pumped with air.
And stuff. Yeah. At the time, spun sugar was expensive, labour-intensive endeavour, not generally available to the average person. 1897. Yeah. So it was that same kind of, because that homemade video we just saw, the woman she'd stand there with like a stick and like do it in just like a big box. There's heaps of variations of it around the world. What I was saying, what I was proposing, right, is that it seems that every single, so like we've got the act of mixing water, sugar, vinegar and corn syrup. It's in like every single culture imaginable. So we've got, it's in the Middle East, it's in Turkey, and there's obviously the Western equivalent of it, which was invented in like the 19th century in like England. Just the act of combining like that recipe. Because there's heaps of different ways to do it. Our friend here, Mr. Dragon's Beard, has already been like, the first history of Dragon's Beard being made was like 200 BC, which was like 500 years before any of these other countries started to produce it. So really, it seems like kind of the Asian and Chinese forms of these like very popular foods, whether it's like cotton candy or whatever, they all owe that food and that style of cuisine to Asia.
It all started in China.
See, we owe them
Cotton candy.
for cotton candy.
Yeah. My boys.
Cara.
Just wanted to talk you through the process. So,